Moose, giants of the northern wilderness. Step into the misty forests of the far north, where pines whisper in the wind and crystal lakes lie hidden between valleys of granite and moss. Among these landscapes roams a creature so immense and awe-inspiring that a first encounter is unforgettable: the moose. With its towering frame, muscular body, and crown of enormous antlers, the moose is not only the largest of all living deer, but also one of the most iconic animals of the Northern Hemisphere. These giants are more than just animals of size. They are living testaments to survival, adaptation, and coexistence with humans over thousands of years. From Ice Age hunters to modern ecotourists, the moose has shaped culture, economy, and mythology across continents. What's in a name? The story of the moose begins with a linguistic puzzle. In Europe, the species is called elk, a name rooted in ancient Germanic languages and preserved in the Latin scientific name Alces alces. But in North America, confusion reigned when European settlers arrived. By then, moose were long extinct in Britain, and the term elk had been applied to a completely different animal, Cervus canadensis, now widely known as wapiti or American elk. To avoid mixing up these two massive deer, English speakers borrowed from the Algonquian peoples of Canada, who used the word musu or muswa, meaning stripper of bark. The name stuck, and today moose is the term used throughout North America, while Europeans continue to call the same animal elk. So when someone in Sweden says they saw an elk, and someone in Alaska says they saw a moose, both may be talking about the very same species. A creature of epic proportions. No matter the name, the sheer size of this animal demands respect. A fully grown bull moose can weigh close to 800 kilograms, 1,800 pounds, and stand taller than most humans even at the shoulder, over 2.4 meters, 8 feet. Add to this their long head, drooping bell of skin under the throat, and those vast, palmate antlers, spreading nearly 2 meters across in dominant bulls, and the moose becomes a walking fortress of bone and muscle. The antlers alone are marvels of biology. Unlike horns, which grow continuously, moose antlers are bone structures renewed every year. They develop rapidly in summer, covered in a soft, blood-rich tissue called velvet, which nourishes them until they harden. By autumn, bulls use these massive weapons to clash with rivals in violent battles for mates. After the breeding season, the antlers are shed, sometimes overnight, only to regrow larger the following year. A trophy set can weigh 20 kilograms, 45 pounds, or more, a staggering burden that reflects the bull's health and vigor. Adapted for the wildest environments, moose are masters of adaptation. Their long, stilt-like legs and splayed hooves are perfect tools for navigating deep snow, swampy marshes, and rugged mountains. Where most large mammals would struggle, the moose walks with ease. These same adaptations make them surprisingly agile swimmers. They can cross wide rivers, paddle through lakes, and even dive underwater for up to 30 seconds to reach aquatic vegetation. That oversized nose, with its distinctive bulbous shape, isn't just for show. It acts like a natural snorkel when the animal submerges its head. Underwater plants such as water lilies and pondweed provide crucial sodium and minerals, often lacking in terrestrial vegetation. Few animals their size can exploit both land and water food sources so effectively. Moose at the center of an ecosystem. The moose's diet is as varied as the habitats it inhabits. In summer, it browses on willow, birch, and aspen leaves, along with fresh herbs and shrubs. In winter, when food is scarce, it survives on woody twigs, bark, and evergreen shoots. By constantly switching diets, moose help regulate plant communities, preventing certain species from dominating and encouraging biodiversity. As they feed, moose disperse seeds through their droppings, recycle nutrients into the soil, and even shape wetlands by grazing aquatic plants. Ecologists often describe them as ecosystem engineers because their feeding patterns directly influence the structure of northern forests and wetlands. Life, death, and predators. A healthy adult moose has few natural enemies, but calves face a gauntlet of predators from the moment they are born. Wolves are the most persistent hunters, often working in coordinated packs to exhaust and bring down a young or weakened moose. Bears, especially grizzlies in North America, are formidable threats in spring when calves are vulnerable. Cougars, coyotes, and even the ferocious wolverine occasionally attack juveniles. As a result, more than half of all calves die within their first year. But those that survive grow into near invulnerable giants. Adults can kick with such force that even wolves and bears risk severe injury in an attack. Their sharp hooves have been known to kill predators outright. Moose and humans, a shared history. For humans, moose have always been more than just animals in the forest. During the harsh centuries after the Ice Age, when many large herbivores went extinct, moose remained a dependable source of meat, hides, bones, and sinew. Archaeological sites from Scandinavia to Alaska show moose bones alongside human tools, evidence of how crucial they were for survival. Their importance extended into culture and myth. Ancient rock carvings in Norway depict moose hunts, while Siberian shamans revered them as spiritual beings bridging the worlds of nature and humans. In indigenous North American cultures, moose feature in legends as providers and protectors. But this long history also has a darker side. In Europe, centuries of deforestation and uncontrolled hunting nearly wiped moose out. By the Middle Ages, they were gone from much of Central and Western Europe. Only through modern conservation, reintroductions, and habitat protection have they returned to countries like Poland, Germany, and the Czech Republic. In North America, regulated hunting ensures populations remain stable. Moose meat continues to be a vital food source in rural and indigenous communities, where it is valued not just for sustenance, but for tradition. A dangerous neighbor. For all their beauty, moose are not harmless. A full-grown bull in rut, the autumn breeding season, is one of the most unpredictable animals in the north. With testosterone surging, they will charge at rivals, cars, and even unsuspecting hikers. Protective mothers with calves are equally aggressive, chasing away threats with terrifying speed. Moose can sprint at 55 to 60 kilometers per hour, 35 miles per hour, and run long distances without tiring. In Alaska alone, they injure more people annually than bears. In Sweden, encounters are common enough that the moose is nicknamed the king of the forest, both admired and feared. Yet the most lethal encounters don't come from the forest, but from the highway. A collision with a moose is often catastrophic. Their height means that when struck by a car, their massive body is catapulted through the windshield, with devastating consequences. Thousands of such accidents occur every year in Canada, Alaska, and Scandinavia, making the moose one of the most dangerous large animals for motorists. Survivors of time. Despite centuries of hunting, climate shifts, and human expansion, moose continue to thrive. The International Union for Conservation of Nature lists them as a species of least concern, with stable or even increasing populations in many regions. Their survival owes much to conservation efforts, careful management, and the species' own extraordinary adaptability. In the wilds of Siberia, the boreal forests of Canada, or the snowy valleys of Scandinavia, the sight of a moose remains a breathtaking reminder of nature's resilience. These giants embody both the raw power and fragile balance of ecosystems that depend on them. The legacy of the northern giant. To encounter a moose in the wild is to meet a creature that bridges past and present. They are living relics of the Ice Age, still thriving in a modern world that often threatens their habitats. At once gentle browsers and fearsome adversaries, moose symbolize the untamed beauty of the North. They have walked alongside us for millennia, sustaining us, inspiring us, and sometimes challenging us. Their story is one of survival and coexistence, a narrative written in forests, lakes, and frozen tundra. As long as northern wildernesses endure, so too will the moose, the silent monarch of the boreal realm.